What's poppin', savvy investors? It's your savvy investor Dex here, back with another banger. And this kind of gonna be like a follow-up video to one of the most recent videos I dropped about contracts and agreements. So in this video, I'm gonna take you guys through a couple of old deals that I had, and I will show you the general agreement and the limited power of attorney filled out. Now, this is not for you guys to use exactly what I use, because that may be hard for you to find. However, limited power of attorneys and general agreements, there's tons of different kinds of documents. You shouldn't have a problem after you know how to fill these out, after you know what type of verbiage is in there, to take that knowledge and translate it to documents that work for you in your market. So without further ado, let's get it. All right, guys, we are over here to my computer, and what I'm going to do is read off the power of attorney and the general agreement, and we will go through it together. Hopefully you guys understand it. So that's I, the client's name, of sound mind and body of Louisiana, appoint Dexter Brown to act in my place for the purposes of recovering any assets, overage funds, or valuables belonging to said parties above. This power of attorney takes effect on 4/20/21 and shall continue until terminated or in writing or until successful recovery of assets, overage funds, or valuables are recovered, whichever comes first. All right, guys, so that's a simple way to explain to people when they're signing a power of attorney. Hey, guys, this only pertains to what we're doing. If I'm not successful recovering these funds, there's no harm, no foul. If you guys allow me to move forward with this, I'm only allowed to act on your behalf in regards to these funds. I can't get in any bank accounts. I can't get in, any of your private assets. I just don't have the right for that. Hence the term limited. All right, let's read on. I grant my attorney, in fact, full authority to act in any manner, both proper and necessary, to the exercise of the foregoing powers, and I ratify every act that my attorney, in fact, may lawfully perform in exercising those powers. So clearly, I'm going to stay within the law. That's what that's saying. They're giving me power to exercise what I deem fit to exercise within the power of the law. Let's read on. I agree that any third party who receives a copy of this document may act under it. Revocation of this power of attorney is not effective as to a third party until the third party has actual knowledge of the revocation. I agree to indemnify the third party for any claims that arise against the third party because of reliance on the power of attorney. That's legal jargon. I'm not going to try to explain that to you because I'm sure I will butcher it. My attorney and I went over it. And that was like 2 years ago. So let me read on. You got the sign this date, and you got the state and the parish. And right there where it has social security number, sometimes I get that last four, sometimes I don't. Now, if I'm knowing that we're going to have to deal with any liens or loans, and have that conversation with them, and I say, hey, I may need you to fill that in down the line, um, due to us trying to get some liens removed from this debt. That's why is that there? Why that's there? I'm sorry. A witness. This is your, depending on what state you're in. We use two witnesses here in Louisiana. Not sure how it works where you are, but find that out for sure. General agreement. Now this can go all 50 states. This is just basic contract stuff, law. This agreed made this 13th day of March 2023 by and between blank, my client, as the first party, and KIP recovery specialist Dexter Brown, which we've done rebranding, so it's no longer KIP Recovery, but you get the gist. Witnessed that in consideration of the mutual covenants and agreements to be kept and performed on the part of said parties hereto respectively and herein stated. First said party. So pay attention, guys. Right up here where it says first party. Okay. This is their name, this is the client's name. This is what they particularly are agreeing to as the first party. So it says, said party of the first part covenants and agrees that it shall consult with recovery specialist Dexter Brown to recover any and all assets, valuables, or funds associated with case number 2015 3004 5316 Pastor Boulevard or Pastor Block. I'm not sure if that's Boulevard or Block. New Orleans, Louisiana 70122 agrees to a fee of 30% for a successful retrieval of valuables. Upfront fee waived, no hidden fees apply. 30% consultation fee only applies upon successful recovery. I give recovery specialists the right to investigate, challenge, and sign for any liens, debt to successfully recover funds. So that's them signing off, acknowledging that, hey, if there's some bumps in the road, I'm acknowledging the asset recovery specialist to deal with it. Circle back to the power of attorney. So when we double back and have that conversation, I say, hey, in our agreement, you agreed that you'd let me deal with any liens. So for me to deal with said lien, I'm going to need your social on this power of attorney. And at that point, I double back and we'd put other terms to be observed between the parties. And I'd put down here, on said date, such and such granted the authority to deal with any liens by submitting his/her social. Something like that. All right. Party number 2, recovery specialist. It's roughly going to say the same thing. And said party of the second part covenants and agrees that it shall consult with the client for the purposes of recovering any valuables, assets, or funds associated with case number 2015 5316 Pastor Boulevard, New Orleans, Louisiana. Upon successful recovery, 30% will be paid to the recovery specialist, Dexter Brown of KIP Recovery. Any liens will be investigated by KIP Recovery legal team and researchers. No fees will be charged to claim. Nice and simple. I'm pretty sure most of you guys could have written something a lot better out there, but this is how I do my general agreements and my power of attorneys. So I hope this video gave you guys a better insight, because I know a lot of you guys been kind of confused on maybe how to fill the stuff out, where to get the stuff from, and that sort of thing. And I'm not gonna say use Google, but use Google. I mean, use Google, consult with an attorney. That's what I would suggest. If you're just struggling finding them, or you're scared to fill them out, or you're scared, you're just nervous about it because it is legal documents, get the documents, find them somewhere, download them, get them from somebody already in the business if they have basic stuff. Call attorneys. Just do what you got to do. Understand that it's not as complicated as some would make it seem. The most complicated part about this business, in my opinion, is understanding the laws where you do business at. And once you have that, you have decent sales ability, you have credibility, you will be able to, at that point, start to build a business. Other than that, guys, we will just be getting deals, working on getting deals, working on getting deals. And once you fine tune all of that stuff, you can bring a couple of deals, or I would say 5-10 deals from point A to point Z. Then you can consider bringing on some people, getting you a researcher, getting you a data team, getting you some callers possibly, working with other locators. But by that time, you'll know what you're doing. So I hope this brought some value to you guys. It's your Savvy Investor Dex, and I'm Out.